So, what if the transition to electric vehicles takes longer than we hope? So, we'll talk a little more about this. So, let's welcome Matt Larkin and Mark Timko from the New Jersey based Compliance and Research Associates to give us a brief overview of the CataPass Supplemental Catalytic Converter System. Quite a mouthful there. Hi, Matt and Mark.
Hello. Thank you, Catherine. Can you enable me to share my screen, please? Okay. In the interest of time, while that's working its way through the network, my name is Matt Larkin. I'm with Compliance and Research Services in Plainfield, New Jersey. I want to talk to you tonight about a solution to the significant ozone pollution problem and the high asthma attacks that result from that in your region. First, thank you for giving me some time to talk this evening. Can I? Okay, so luckily I have one page. So first, ozone is formed in the air by a reaction from NOx and VOCs. NOx and VOCs are emitted from motor vehicles that burn a fossil fuel. If we reduce the NOx and the VOCs, then we reduce the formation of ozone, which is the trigger for the asthma attacks. We have developed a supplemental catalytic converter for gasoline vehicles that will reduce NOx by 70% and VOCs by 40%. And this performance has been verified by the EPA. So we're talking to you tonight because we'd like to partner with you and apply for an EPA grant to install supplemental catalytic converters on the commuter vehicles that travel through and near your region. And so why is this a good thing? So the data in this table that I show is from the New Jersey State Health Assessment Database. It lists the ER visits for asthma for both Black and white people in the state of New Jersey, and then in some of the cities and counties in your area. So in New Jersey, there is already a racial disparity where essentially Blacks are 6 times more likely than white residents to require an ER visit for an asthma attack. In the city of Camden, that number, the ratio for Blacks increases by 2.5 times the state ratio for Blacks. So there is a significant racial disparity around asthma, okay? And so this is a real environmental justice problem. And you see the data here, and then Burlington County has some problems, Camden County has problems. So there's definitely high rates of asthma in your area. So again, ozone is formed by NOx and VOC. Ozone is the cause of your asthma attacks. So if we can reduce the NOx and the VOC, we can reduce the amount of ozone, and then we reduce these asthma attacks. So the thing that I want to say is that in addition, if you go to the EPA Environmental Justice website, you'll see that some regions in your area are in the top 5% nationally for asthma attacks. So it's definitely a problem in your area. So why is this? So in New Jersey, our DEP tells us that 80% of NOx is from motor vehicles. They also tell us that 92% of every vehicle mile is in a gasoline car or truck. Nationally, half of our cars are at least 12 years old and are still driven over 12,000 miles a year. So we can see that there is this long list of cars that we need to get through before we're going to see some real results from the cleaner air that electric vehicles or other non-fossil fuel vehicles will be bringing to us. So we see this as a way to kind of build a bridge to that cleaner air, clean up these cars that are polluting the air today, and help improve the environmental justice for some of these communities. So I have some data here. Government modeling shows reducing NOx by 30% would achieve the ozone standards. the entire state of New Jersey does not meet the federal standards for ozone. Again, what I said is the older cars have higher emissions. So if we were to target some older vehicles, we could really reduce NOx. And by reducing those, that's going to be kind of the most immediate solution that we could come up with for helping to bring those numbers that you see at the top of the chart, those high disparities in asthma attacks, help to bring that down. So again, we'd love to partner with Tri-County Sustainability. There are EPA grants available. They'd allow us to install CataPass on these older commuter vehicles that are going around you and through you on the turnpike, on 295. There's a lot of vehicles that pass through your community. Your high ozone numbers really aren't justified by your population. It's really about the vehicles that are through and around your community. If you want any information, my email address is on the bottom, info@catapass.com. And we have a website, www.catapass.com. Thank you. Any questions?
Matt, hi, this is Marty. I have a question. Looking at your chart, it looks like for Camden City, for not for Cherry Hill, Burlington County and Camden County, that the percentages are much higher in the white only category than the black only category. Is that correct?
So when you look at this data, the column on the left is the rate for the state. Each other column is a percentage of that rate. So in the state, blacks have a 6-to-1 ratio for needing an asthma ER visit. If I go into Camden, black residents in Camden are almost 2.5 times more likely than an average black resident in New Jersey to need an ER visit. White residents in Camden are 5.5 times more likely. So I'm not an epidemiologist, but it's clear that something's going on in Camden, why all of Camden goes so high for asthma attacks for people. Did that answer your question, or did you have a particular?
I think so. I was trying to understand what the relationship was between the main numbers and the percentages that you were showing. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Matt. So for any community groups who are interested in partnering with CataPass, the links and contact info should be in the chat. So make sure you take a look at the chat if you're interested in partnering with CataPass.